I'm Kenneth Witt, and welcome to Gun Dog Nation. Gun Dog Nation is much more than a podcast. It's a movement to build a community of people around the world that like to watch a well-trained dog do what it's bred to do. Also, we want to get our youth involved into the sport of gun dogs, whether it be hunting, sport, or competition. We want to build a community of people united to preserve our gun dog heritage and to be better gun dog owners. Tune in to each weekly episode and learn about training, dog health, wellness, and nutrition. We will also offer tips for hunting with dogs and for competition, hunt tests, field trials, and other dog sports that involve gun dogs. Please go to our website, gundognation.com, and subscribe to our email list. We will keep you informed weekly with podcasts that are coming out. We also will be providing newsletters with training tips and health tips for your dog. You can also go to patreon.com/gundognation and become a member. There's different levels of membership on there. Just go check that out. Also, would like to thank Sean Brock for providing the music for this show, the introduction and the outro. As Sean Brock, he played everything on there except the banjo by Scott Vestal and the dobro by Jerry Douglas. Sean is a neighbor of mine from over in Harlan, Kentucky. I'm just crossing the mountain in Hyden, Kentucky, and he's a super talented guy. But most of all, I want you guys to check out the Creekers. They are also from Hyden, Kentucky, and this is an up-and-coming bluegrass and country band, and these guys are hot. They're all over TikTok and YouTube. You will hear these guys because in a year or so, they will be on the radio. They are very talented. Their videos are going viral on the net. These boys are family. Two of the lead singers, one grew up with my daughters, and the other one is my cousin's son, so he's family. But check them out. Check out the Creekers. Also, last but not least, if you want to buy a hat, koozie, t-shirt, or even gun dog supplies, go to shopgundognation.com and you can purchase any of those items. Thank you so much for listening. It's a privilege to have people that want to put up with me talking about dogs all the time. I actually enjoy what I do, and I'm so glad to have this opportunity, and thank you. All right, welcome back to Gun Dog Nation podcast. It's Kenneth Witt coming to you again today from Fort McCavitt, Texas at the ranch. Sorry, let me get the little screen fixed here, Landon. All right, now we're going. Landon, you might be the first person, or no, the second person I've had on my podcast 2 times. I think the other one was Martin Ramsey.
I feel special.
Yeah. No, actually, I feel special because I made you promise me when you won the Grand for the first time ever that it's ever been done with a German Wirehair. I was like, man, I want you on I got to talk to you about this. So you and I can talk all day, Landon, but I'm going to let you, just for everybody that's not got to hear the podcast we did last year, introduce yourself for everybody, please.
My name is Landon Poplin. I'm from Hamptonville, North Carolina, just outside the foothills of the Blue Ridge. Known for training versatile breeds in the retriever world, and now have the first Grand Champion Wirehair there's ever been.
Well, officially on air, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
You know, first of all, for those of y'all that might not know, Landon knows this, so I'm not going to preach the choir, but for those of you that don't know, the Grand is by far the hardest hunt test, and I don't think anyone would disagree with that. It's not a field trial, but it's a hunt test with a pass rate. I think I've been told around 23%. Does that sound about right, Landon?
It fluctuates from like 17 to 23, something like that.
Ooh, okay. Wow. That's even more.
I've been to some, and I think my first Grand, that pass rate was like 11%.
Jeez.
It was rough.
You know, and that has to be discouraging. You know, I mean, you put in all that time and all that work, and you go there and, you travel. It takes desire, determination, and guts. And, man, I admire anybody that's done what you've done. But more importantly, let's talk about why your Grand title on your dog is special. Tell the listeners, I mean, why is it different than your average Grand Pass that someone's going to get there at the competition?
Well, I mean, as you know, the versatile breeds are a little more difficult, whether it's a Wirehair, short hair, Brittany, Munsterlander, it doesn't matter. You know, they have a different mentality of how they hunt, how they think, much more methodical dogs, which that is coming down the lines of labs now where they are extremely methodical, and people have had to learn how to train very differently from the old days.
Yes. You know, Landon, what impresses me about you, and I tell people this when your name comes up, is, you know, the accomplishments you have, first of all, you're the first guy that's ever taken a German Wirehair to the Grand and can title it, which takes 2 passes. But second, your age. I mean, you're a young man. How old are you?
38.
Okay, I actually thought you were younger than that. I thought you were in your high 20s. Well, still, to me, that's young. I'm 19 years older than you. But how long have you been what we could call a pro trainer?
I guess probably technically 3 years. I wouldn't consider myself pro until maybe this past summer.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's when I truly went full time. I'm doing nothing but training dogs.
Now,
I got a little bit in the fall and winter, but not very much.
Okay. And, I know you own a lab, and it's hard enough to get a Labrador Retriever to pass the Grand. As we all know, or if you don't know, the Grand is set up as a retrieving hunt test for a retriever. It's actually the Grand Champion test for retrievers.
Right.
And all retrievers that are hunting bloodlines should have retrieving in their DNA, right? I mean, that's what they were bred for centuries.
Right.
You took a dog that wasn't necessarily bred to retrieve and took it to the highest level. What possessed you to do that? Are you just like a challenge?
I mean, I do like a challenge, but I mean, I really had no intentions to run any kind of test. I didn't know about them. We touched on this a little bit in the last podcast, but I mean, I had no idea. It wasn't until the people I was training with said, "Hey, man, he might have it. You could at least go to started, see what happens. If he does well and you don't enjoy it, then do your thing, hunt your dog, and let it go." But as you know, that's where the hooks get set and started, or junior, whatever it may be. Even on the NAVDA level in like natural ability type stuff, that's how they get you in, and it's great. I mean, some of my best friends in the world I met through the dog world, and I mean, some of them didn't like us being there at first, and then now they have our respect. But that's also what kept pushing me to prove them wrong.
Yeah. Now, just for the listeners, we got a picture of your dog up behind us, don't we?
Yeah, that's Harker.
Okay, and
that's all 5 of mine there.
Okay, so now you see that Landon. Of course, Landon's got some labs there. I think a cocker, but he also has a German Wirehair, which the German word for that, and I might mispronounce, is Drahthaar.
Drahthaar. Yeah, that's right.
And they're more and more. Matter of fact, it's so ironic. I just got a text from a friend of mine who lives outside Dripping Springs, Texas. It's getting ready. It looks like he's sent me a bunch of pictures and pedigrees on Drahthaar, and it's all German paperwork. And I know he want me to call when this is over and give him advice on buying a dog. That's what I assume.
Tell him to wait till spring. Harker's got a litter coming up, and it's going to be a good one. Real good one. But if he wants to get on the list, he needs to do it now. We've already got 8 people on board to buy.
Oh, wow. Oh,
so we got 8 pups sold already.
Oh, man. I won't say something. I can't say a whole lot, but she's in here. But I would have got on that list. I've got to be quiet. So, I just, you've taken the Drahthaar, which is a versatile breed. Just for everybody that doesn't know, because we have people that tune into this, that's sometimes novice. What is a versatile breed? Define that for the listeners.
I mean, versatile breed could be anything from where you hunt waterfowl upland, you're doing upland blood tracking, shed hunting, upland, waterfowl. I mean, Harker does it all. His sister does it all. My lab will eventually do it all, but we're going to key in on her field trial stuff before anything. I mean, I purchased her for competition dogs. So
now, does he have any AKC titles?
No, we haven't done any AKC yet. We just really concentrated on the Grand and getting all that knocked out. So we're going to run We'll probably do some AKC master stuff this coming year.
Yeah.
It's really depends on how busy we are, because there are several AKC clubs around, so it's pretty easy for me to run for a day, come home, sleep in my own bed, and then go back the next.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's something to be said for that. Now, how many dogs are you training currently, Landon, if you don't mind me asking?
Right now I've got 8 client dogs and then my 5 personal dogs.
What all variety of breeds have you trained so far?
I knew you were going to ask this. So right now I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 wire hairs, 2 short hairs, cocker. What else is out there? I'm trying to think. Wire hairs, short hairs, a bloodhound. He's here for track and training. We started this past weekend, so he's having fun finding deer legs.
Yeah.
Gosh, what else do I have here right now? I got a Llewellyn setter in training.
Okay.
It's a really nice dog. And trying to think. I got a Griffon. A Griffon come in this week.
You know, Landon, first of all, I know it's in my own kennel here, and I'm not a pro trainer, you know that, but, you know, every dog has a different personality and that you have to train differently or approach differently in ways. But different breeds, that's a whole different ballgame. I know just a cocker was I just, you know, finally got in the cocker world, and, man, that's a whole different ballgame. How do you pull out a wire hair, train it, then pull a cocker out and train it, and then a Griffon? How do you do that?
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation. Many people quickly become frustrated and confused when training a retriever. Cornerstone Gundog Academy's online courses eliminate all the guesswork by giving you a proven training system that will help you train a dog that anyone will be proud to have in their blind. Learn where to start, what to do next, and what to do when problems arise. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com to learn how you can train your retriever. I have used this method myself. I have been through it a couple times with different dogs. I refer back to it lots of times when I'm trying to get dogs freshened back up for hunt test season. I highly recommend them. I have actually been a subscribed member of Cornerstone Gundog Academy since 2016, and I would suggest anyone use it. I highly recommend it. They have an app that you can get to on your phone. You can do it from your phone, your laptop. You can't get any more convenient than that. I've used it. It's proven and tried. And I know literally hundreds of people that have done the same thing that I've talked to. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com and learn how to train your own retriever. Hello, this is Kenneth Witt, and Gundog Nation is proud to have one of their sponsors as Retriever Training Supply, based in Alabama. Retriever Training Supply offers fast shipping on quality gear. Your dog will love it. Visit retrievertrainingsupply.com to purchase gear to help you train your retriever. Listen, they have some of the best leashes I've ever found. It's stuff's made in America. Their leashes are, and they source them locally. They have anything you want, fast, friendly service, fast shipping, just good people. Retriever Training Supply.
I guess so. I mean, I worked in many different jobs in the past where I had to switch my brain from one thing to another quickly, anywhere from law enforcement to finances, as weird as that sounds. But, you know, I'll go from writing, you know, mortgage loans to, you know, ordering a new debit card or, you know, writing a car loan. I did it all there. So, I mean, my brain's just kind of programmed to bounce back for whatever the task is in front of me, just bounce back and forth. So it definitely helps you be able to read dogs, that's for sure, with the different breeds and the personalities.
Now, Landon, I should know the answers to this. And just for the listeners, to get a grand title in the HRC, which is UKC, you have to have 2 passes. And that's right. A big feat. Did you ever not have a pass with Harker?
Yeah, so our first attempt, we went to the 4th series. Our second attempt, we went to the 5th, and he broke, which I got a lot of slack for that, for an upland dog breaking in upland. But when you have to teach a pointing dog to engage and flush that bird and then remain completely still after you just told him to do basically what you train them not to do. I mean, I was happy to be in the 5th, to be honest.
Yeah, that is a big accomplishment.
Oh yeah. And then our third grand, he peaked in training, pre-training for that week. He peaked. And when he went out there on day 1, man, he was breathing fire that day. And I lost him. He hammered his marks and I lost complete control on the blind. So that's just part of it.
But but that's your first grand, right? You'd never taking Harker to the grand was the first time you'd ever competed in the grand, right?
That's right. I mean, Harker was my first dog competing ever.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So I'd never been in HRC with any other dog or breed. So,
man, that's something else. I mean, yeah, that's even more impressive.
Yeah, and I mean to do it in basically 5 years. I mean which I didn't really care how long it took. I just won a title. So, but now we're chasing the Hall of Fame. So
yeah, heck yeah. Cool. And you'll get that's gonna be something too.
Yeah, he'll do it. I don't know when, but we got to scratch out 2 more passes. He'll have the points. He's already got 775 points.
Landon, what you did is monumental for draught wirehair owners all over. Has it brought you a lot of attention and recognition? And I mean, is your phone blowing up? What came from when everyone found out that you did this? What happened next?
I mean, obviously a lot of congratulations, good work, hard work. But the grant, I got home on a Thursday, and from that following Friday to Sunday, I gained 6 clients in 3 days. So that was well worth it.
Yes.
Well worth it.
Well deserved too. I want you to know.
Like I've to the point where I completely quit guiding this fall. Just because I've got several dogs coming in. So I just want to put all my focus on those dogs and nothing else.
I like it, man. Well, you deserve it. I'm glad that's happening to you. Oh, my goodness. I'm here at the ranch. Sorry, I've got an endangered species here at the ranch. It's called a Barasinga, which is a big old deer. Looks similar to a red stag. They're kind of long-haired. And he just popped up out behind my window there. It's pretty neat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He don't come out much. So, I've been, he's been here for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's pretty good size.
Dang.
Sorry about that. That caught me off guard. What are you now? Or I would assume, achieving what you did, that now you have client dogs that says, "Hey, Landon, I want my dog to get a grand title." Is that what you're shooting for with some of your customer dogs, or are most of them hunting dogs only?
I would say most of them are hunting dogs at the moment. I do have a short hair from a guy down in Miami, Florida, and his dog Yoshi, really, really nice. Well, he's technically a DK. He's a Deutsch Kurtzar, which is like the original bloodline. Drothar's original bloodline of wirehairs.
Okay.
Well, Deutsch Kurtzar, if I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but they're the original bloodline of the short hairs.
Didn't know that. You just taught me something new. Okay.
And his dog, I mean, he's only just turned 1, but he's so far he's a hammer, and he loves training. He loves the water, and he's like, man, take him as far as you can take him. So,
educate me a little bit here too, Lane. Have you ever gone to the German testing for the draughts, or have you ever attended one of those?
I've trained a couple dogs for it, but I've never been myself.
I'm dying to go to one. I mean, if you don't mind, take us through what they test for, because I think that's real neat. Test.
So, like, basically, let's see, I'm going to forget the acronyms, but there's the VJP, which is like their started, and then there's the HZP, and then I can't remember the third one, to be honest.
So is it 3 levels?
There's 3 levels, and then they have like their version of the grand, which is called the Armbruster. Okay. So you have to make a certain score at the highest level, which would be like their finish or master level. You have to get a certain score to get invited to Armbruster, which is, like I said, their version of the Grand. But, they test they look at their coat, they look at their teeth, they measure them, height and length. So if they're outside their parameters on any of that, they cannot be bred as a drop. And then they also test them in the field they do rabbit tracks, pheasant tracks. They have to do retrieve game in water. They have to point, be steady, retrieve, the feather game shot down. And then the HZP, they have to go in, they have to run a blind, which is nothing like our blinds. Basically, they say back or whatever their word is to go out into that pond. And they have to look for that one duck in that pond or swamp or whatever it may be. And they want to see, I believe theirs is at least an 8-minute hunt. They want to see that dog's desire. I mean, you can cast them, but it's kind of frowned upon. They want to see that independence come out in those dogs.
So you're basically giving them a back command and let them roll?
Just let them hunt.
Maybe we shouldn't say it's on the air, but do they have to kill a rabbit?
Well, it depends on what they have. They have to jump inside that wooden box and whatever game they have in there, which there's all kinds. We won't go there. But they have to dispatch that animal in there and retrieve it to you, or they can retrieve it and dispatch it there at you.
Okay.
But it does have to be dispatched.
Okay. And is it a box like kind of semi-buried, or how's that set?
If you could picture like three pallets wide, like tall, or a pallet tall, and then kind of 3 pallets long and across the back. That's about the area they have. And it's probably like a 3.5 foot jump to get in there, 4 foot jump to get in there, something like that.
Nice.
So, like I said, I've never been, but I've trained the client dogs to do it, and they did well, and they enjoy it. But the retriever game is the bug that I have. So
yeah, the strictness of the German rules for their testing. I used to do Schützen years ago, and you kind of really admire their breeding stringent rules and regulations and all that.
Oh yeah, I mean it would stink if you had a really nice dog and they, if their bite was 1.5 millimeter, they had a 1.5 millimeter overbite, they're out. You can't breed it as a drop.
Wow.
So, and that's the last time I looked it up. It could have changed by now, but and I get why they do it, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's not what I enjoy playing. That's why I train the clients' dogs for it. They go run them and report back. So
you don't even handle them. You just let.
No.
Yeah.
No, and a lot of those tests are nowhere near me. So Virginia, the client ran a dog in October in Virginia. I think that was probably 3.5, 4 hours from here.
Yeah.
So if I'm going that far, I'm going to run a whole trailer full of dogs, not one.
Yeah. It gets expensive for you to take that much time and travel. Do you field trial?
Not yet. Well, I guess the closest thing I get to that is SRS.
Okay. You do SRS?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to run at least 4 this coming year.
Okay.
Mainly just to learn the game and strategy and, learn every judge is a little different on how they judge and how they do points. And so just learning all that, watching other people's dogs, how they run, whatever factors those judges throw in that test, see how their dogs react to it time and time again, and then use that as strategy too. It's a mind game as well as a physical game for your partner.
I haven't been to an SRS, but I watched Clark Kennington and Lyle train for one.
Oh yeah,
man, that's just
It's way, way above my capabilities as a dog guy. But
Right.
it's really impressive, though, to see what they can do. I mean, it's impressive to get a dog to the Grand. That, you know, on average, Landon, what do you think it would take? Assume the dog has all the genetics, all the DNA, or the right breeding and everything. Your average dog, and I know there's no such thing as all dogs are alike, but an average dog with the correct and proper foundation, how many years do you think it takes to get a dog ready for the Grand? 1, 2, 3?
To be confident and go out there and pass with it, I'd say 3 years old and 500 points.
Okay.
The rule of thumb in HRC is a 500-point dog is pretty ready to run the Grand. Or, I mean, there's people that say if you go out there and you're knocking down, say you run 20, we'll just say 15 hunt tests in a year, and you pass 10 of those, you might have flub up for a day. But if you can consistently pass 10 finish tests in a row, you're probably ready for the Grand. At least go experience it. Especially if it's close to you, you might as well give it a shot. Because just going to hang out and watch, I mean, the gallery for the Grand this past year, there was a couple of them that were pretty good. We could pretty much see the whole test on a couple of those. I think two of our series we had a land series and a water series. You could see the entire test from the gallery. But typically you might see one mark, and that's it. So if you're going to make the trip there, you might as well just sign your dog up.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gun Dog Nation, and I've got to tell you guys about something that I've gotten hooked on lately. It's Faux-licious. These are gourmet instant pho and ramen bowls that actually taste like the real deal. When I'm out in the field all day and the last thing I want is to settle for bland camp food, Faux-licious is what I go to. It's authentic, the flavor, it's real ingredients, it's ready in just minutes. It's perfect for hunters, fishermen, or anyone on the go. And you can get them over 1,900 Walmarts nationwide, your local HEB here in Texas. Or you can just go online at faux-licious.com. Trust me, once you try it, you'll keep a few stocked in your bag, in your backpack, or for your next adventure. I just want to say this, I want to add this to this commercial, because I know the owners of this company. They've hunted on my ranch. Joseph, he and I actually met in Colorado on a hunting trip that was a real adventure. They are true hunters. They've hunted at the ranch, and I've hunted with them. And Anna, she is just amazing. She's the one that came up with this idea. They were both on Shark Tank. They are amazing people. So I love seeing people like this have a business. And I just had to say that in addition to the commercial, because I really believe in the product and I believe in the people that made the product. Be sure and go to faux-licious.com or go to Walmart or HEB and try their product. I promise you, you will like it.
Yeah. To just see it and really appreciate. It's, I guess, it's a lot of time, a lot of money to get to that level, in which it just popped in my head. I guess what Chris Rudd done is phenomenal. I mean, he took winter there at 28 months or so. What was it? I don't know the exact.
I'm pretty sure. I want to say she was a grand champion before. I can't remember. It was just over 2 years old or just under 2.
That's crazy.
Well, Winter's a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a freak.
I've got her pup right here beside of me, and there's no limit to what she can do. The only thing to limit her is her amateur trainer here.
You'll get there.
Yeah,
You'll get there.
She really blows me away, Landon. And she's a very methodical, and maybe you were the one that told me that was a stroker trait.
It is. Yeah. It is. Like my friend Tyler Mize has got the Griffon. He's going to try to run the Grand in the spring. And his wife has a stroker pup, and he's the same way. I mean, he has his moments where he's wild and crazy, but
yeah,
once those marks are coming out, that head shoots out, and he watches them, and he goes out there and he picks them up.
Yeah, she like if I tell her something different, she'll look at me like
All right, but then she'll figure it out on her own. It's just really neat. And she's 4.5 months old. It's just amazing.
Right.
But anyway, no, I need to get Tyler on here for sure, don't I?
Oh yeah, he'd be a good one to talk to. He's got a really cool story with that dog. So
that'd be something too. So, I know this is not part of the podcast, but you and I get to go hunting next weekend, don't we?
that's right.
That'd be my first flooded timber duck hunt.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've never had a chance to hunt flooded timber.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and my dog's never been in it, so Maverick, I'm taking him. And well, you know why I'm taking him, but so we'll just see how he does. But he's always adapted easy. I'm not anticipating much trouble.
Yeah, I mean he'll just jump up on one of those place boards on the side of the tree, and we'll hopefully hammer down on him. I know I talked to a fella yesterday. He said when he left camp a couple of days ago, the mallards were still pouring in, and he said they were hammering on them all week. So I guess he left right before Thanksgiving and come on back. But he's headed back next week, and with especially this snowstorm coming, we're about to get hit with snow tonight.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's going to get down in like I think the teens in the morning.
Woo!
So it's going to be pretty cold. We're only going to get like an inch of snow, but I mean everywhere west of here is getting pretty good amount of snow.
It's we've had cold mornings. Then yesterday it got pretty warm, but now today it's cloudy. We got a little rain last night, which you don't get rain here much. But it's 43 here right now, so that's pretty cold. It feels real cold. I don't know. You don't get many days like it here, but so do you do any breeding? I know you do some breeding with the drots, with the wire hairs.
Yep. I mean, I bred my Cocker Revna, which is that one right up there. We did a Rocket Man breeding, which is, where's he from? He's from down in Georgia. And Chris Stewart runs him in the Grand. He decided to hunt him, or his owner decided to hunt him this past fall. So he didn't run the fall Grand. I wish he would have. But hopefully he'll run the spring.
Okay. Does Rocket Man have any Grand passes?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
So
that's a beautiful dog, though.
Oh yeah, he's gorgeous. Him and Revna look very, very similar. So, but
have you got all those pups sold?
Yeah, they sold. They're probably 7 weeks old. They all sold. I advertised a couple times and they were gone. So, which actually, my client and friend Albert down there in Miami that has that Yoshi short hair, he bought the male and he's coming back. Let's see, I'm getting a female back in training in 2 weeks, and then Viper, the male, he'll be back probably end of December, early January. So I'm getting 2 of the 4 back in training.
What's the earliest you'll take a pup in for training?
I mean, I'll take them, basically 8 weeks old. It just depends on what you're wanting.
Okay.
Obviously that puppy program's a lot more work on my end. So obviously you're going to have to pay for that.
Yeah,
so
that is
which most people don't want to. If you're buying a puppy that small, they don't want to miss those puppy stages. So typically they'll bring them to me 4, 5, 6 months old, and then we get to work.
I like that. Those sure was pretty pups you had. Do you plan on breeding her again sometime?
I mean, Lord willing, maybe back in come 27, maybe.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Did you keep one back at all for yourself?
No, the litter of Harker we're going to have in the spring. I'm not even keeping a puppy from that. So I'm gonna be dog broke if I keep on. So
yeah, I know that feeling. If you're like me, Landon, I like so many breeds. It's kind of scary. But what would be your next purchase if you were to buy a different breed, something you don't have? What would you buy?
Oh, I would probably give. I don't know if it had to be a different breed and I had unlimited money, I'd probably give one of those. What is it called? Legato Rollamongo.
Yeah.
It's the Italian water dog.
Yeah.
One of my friends, he trained one this past summer, and that sucker was a firecracker. Like once he figured the water out, and he wasn't a couple of days of that, and he wasn't scared anymore, and he loved it. He loved it.
Well, the only reason I even know what that is, I was actually going to that Napopo school, Silver, in Missouri, under the original founder, Bart Mellon, and that was in 21. And it was held on this farm in Missouri, and that lady raised those legatos. I'd never heard of that. And I know dogs. I'm a dog nerd. I'd never heard of them, and she had pups, and they were gorgeous. And so I just got all interested in studying them, and they use them in Italy for truffles to hunt.
Oh yeah, truffle dog.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess truffles are big money. It's like ginseng.
I mean, it costs enough when you have to go buy them, or you get them on with your meal. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think I remember this correctly. People are actually trying them on ginseng in the States. When I grew up, I don't know like that in your part of North Carolina, but where I'm from in Eastern Kentucky, I was ginseng hunting in high school. My great uncle by marriage took me, and that's who I did it with. And heck, man, it was good money for back then.
Oh yeah, it still is.
Yeah, still good money.
It's still good money, but I mean, the property lines are so broken up now. Trying to you can go up on the Blue Ridge and places like that and try to find it.
Yes.
You got to have all your permits in order, because you miss just one little permit and you're in trouble.
Yeah, I wonder how it was. In our county, we had that Daniel Boone National Forest, and I didn't. That's many years ago. I don't know what the law is now or permit process, but so I guess I digress there, which I'm bad to do. So the legato, I had no idea was used for hunting purposes other than the truffle stuff. So tell me about that.
I mean, I only know a little bit what Joe Finney, River Run Kennels. He's not too far from us. We try to train together about every other week, and I mean, his owner, or that owner of that pup, he just wanted strictly waterfowl. He put a starter title on him. I mean, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just like seeing do what.
What color was it?
He was like you know how like wire hairs are like liver and roan kind of white. He was kind of marbled looking.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen chocolate. Seen a lot of different colors. They're pretty dogs. Unique looking.
Yeah, he lived. His name was Ziggy, and that sucker is zigged and zagged all over the field. So he was a cool little dog.
Now I'm gonna put you on the spot, and we're all prejudiced, right, when it comes to dogs. What's the smartest dog you've ever trained? Hey, it's Kenneth Whip with the Gun Dog Nation podcast, and I'm very proud to have as a new sponsor Cable Gangs. That's spelled Gangz. Brendan Landry at Cable Gangs has developed, in my opinion, and I'm a customer, the best tie-out systems on the market. They're easy to pack, easy to store. They can coil up just like an extension cord. They use premium galvanized steel cable coated with durable UV-resistant PVC coating. Brendan can make custom products, anything you want that's related to a dog tie-out system or a cable system or a way to safely secure your dog. They've even made a system that works with a bicycle, so you can go and exercise your bicycles and have your dog running along with you. It would be impossible for me to describe to you all the different custom applications they have, so just go to their website at cablegangs.com and check it out. But also, they make dog tie-outs, a way to safely secure your dog if you're at a field trial, a hunt test, coonhound competition, whatever that might be, beagles. These guys make the best product on the market. Check it out for yourself, cablegangs.com.
Probably that I've had my hands on, probably Harker. I mean, Now my mixed breed, that one up there in the middle, I mean, that joker's smart. But he didn't have the work ethic that Harker does. And, well, he picks up on things quickly, but he gets bored quickly too.
Okay.
So, running drills and stuff like that, you got about 3 or 4 reps in him, and he's going to be walking back to the truck. So
now refresh my memory. He's mixed, but what is he?
he's half lab, half short hair.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yep. So, I duck hunt with him. I mean, about the only thing he hasn't picked up is a swan, or not a swan, Canadian goose. So,
what's the biggest bird that cocker's picked up? Do
mm,
you waterfowl with the cocker?
oh yeah.
Okay.
I shot. Let's see, was it last year? Yeah, last winter, and I was down near the plantation, and we had a cancellation for snow and ice. So I found me a pond and got permission. I went goose hunting, and I took her with me. I mean, she grabbed it in the water and brought it back. Now she had to turn around and scoot backwards up the bank to drag it back to me, but she got it there.
I love it.
She got it there. But I mean, she has no problem picking up a full-grown mallard and running back.
What does she weigh? Your female?
She's about right now probably 28 pounds. She's pretty big for a female cocker. So,
Landon, a lot of times I talk to people and tell them, I'm new to the hunt test game and how much I enjoy it. Meeting, made good friends. I've made a lot of good friends actually doing that. If you could tell anybody, encourage them to get into hunt testing and work with their dogs, what's your tell them the benefits and what to expect?
the benefits of the community. I mean, like I said, they were doubters and all that, but I mean, it doesn't matter if you go play pickup ball at the rec center. People are still going to doubt you there. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just doubters, haters, whatever you want to call them, just use that for fuel for the fire and make you work harder.
Yes.
But the community, don't be afraid to ask a question, because we all had questions.
Yeah.
And I still have questions, and that's why I call, the people that I really trust, and that's going to lead me in the right direction. And that's the biggest thing is just, ask questions, walk up to somebody and sit your lawn chair down and say, hey, and introduce yourself, and, just start talking dogs, talk about the test, talk strategy. If you got a training question, if you know a pro, wait until they're, got a dog put up or, end of the day or something like that. Walk up to them and ask them a question. The ones that I know, they're not going to have one problem talking to you and, trying to help you out.
Yeah. I found that too. Like I've had people walk up to me and, after not in a smart way. I mean, not in a bad way, but just trying to encourage me. Or I've had people tell me to relax at the line, and I needed that. I was like, yeah, I did.
We all need that.
Yeah. Heck, I had an AKC judge told me to breathe.
Oh yeah.
And then she was right. I was like, yeah, I'm about to pass out. But
Oh yeah.
But it's all fun. So, do you think you'll miss guiding?
I'm going to guide maybe a day or two a week at a place in Virginia. But I don't think I'll miss it just because the dogs are way more fun. I mean, the dogs are fun to hunt too, but I mean, it's nothing more than, it's not more fun than watching that dog progress. And, it's not on a daily basis, but, a weekly basis, you just see them getting there. And things click overnight, put them in the kennel and make them sleep on it, and just go from there. But
now, I want to. You've talked to me about something that you're going to offer this fall. Is it okay if we talk about that on here?
yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I think it's an amazing idea. But you and I know, I know just for spending the last 3 months upland hunting up north for grouse and stuff. hunting that way, first of all, is different than hunting, pen raised quail. Not that that's
Right.
an easy thing, and I'm not knocking pen raised quail. I do it too. But
Right.
hunting sharp-tailed grouse and rough grouse and woodcock, man, that's a different world. And you're going to offer something to people. I'm going to let you talk about that because I think that's a great idea, and I want to spread the word that you're having that service.
Yeah. So next fall, after the Grand is over, which is going to be in St. Louis, I'm planning to leave from there and go to North Dakota. And then we're going to hunt North Dakota, Montana, Utah, and Colorado. So the program is going to be a wild bird dog program. So, we might do some tune-up stuff with your dog just on pigeons and pen-raised quail just to get them ready for the trip. And then we're going to head west, northwest, and west. And we're going to hunt wild birds with client dogs, teach them, exactly how these birds work. Even a pen raised quail that's been out like what I would call a propagated covey, they're still going to let that dog get pretty close to them before they're going to spook and fly off. So hopefully we can get about 10 dogs. I think that's the most I'm going to take would be 10. And if the biggest thing is I want the clients to come walk with their dog, hunt over their dog, once they're ready.
Yeah.
Shoot birds over them and give them the wild bird experience as well as their dog. So it all comes together and they get to really enjoy the fruits of the labor.
I tell you, there's nothing like it. And to me, like I put my dogs who had never been in rough grouse woods, and the first day, you could tell, it was just a big change for them. It was so thick, but after I'd done that for like 7 days straight, they were nailing it, and they were pointing rough grouse, and which is not easy, and we were flushing rough grouse, and so there's just no substitute for that. You can't train that in Texas or North Carolina or anywhere else unless you just go there and do it.
No, the easiest bird, well, I won't say easy. The only bird in North Carolina that's truly wild that you could go and find somewhat of an abundance would be woodcock.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now you're going to have to get to some, not really where I live, but if you get around Raleigh, the middle of the state, and further east, get in some of those creek bottoms and get out towards the marsh and swampy areas on the coast. There's several woodcock out there.
Okay, they're fun. I didn't see any in Montana or the Dakotas. I hunted both the Dakotas, but I jumped them in Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Oh yeah. Minnesota's definitely loaded with them.
Yeah. Boy, that was some nice hunting. Minnesota has a place up there. I was staying in Grand Rapids, but it's a Minnesota in conglomeration or in partnership with the Rough Grouse Society, and they have a walk trail woods. You can't take an ATV. I think you can take a horse in there, but no motorized vehicle. And you can go in there and walk. That's where I hunted that area for like, I don't know how many, 5 days at least, or if not 7 maybe. But it was really neat. I ended up hunting the whole acreage over a period of days. But it'll have a sign with a trail so you know where you're at. You can't really get lost.
Right.
Yeah, you have to. That needs to be on your list.
I'd have to check that out for sure. Yeah. I don't know if it'll be next fall. We're going to be pretty busy. So
yeah, and I don't know if you've done this before, but man, Montana and the Dakotas in September can be pretty dang hot.
Yeah, well, we're going to go after the Grand.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Grand usually like that third weekend of October, second or third weekend of October. So yeah, if the season's not open, we'll just go up there because you can train on wild birds up there for so long.
Well, I hunted Montana first because their season opens first for sharptail and partridge. Matter of fact, I believe it opens 1st of September. It does. And then I went to South Dakota after the second week for a week, and we hunted a reservation.
and their season, you can go in there and pay for a license for that Indian reservation, and it's good the whole season.
Oh, wow.
And it opens before the state of South Dakota or North Dakota opens. But that was kind of neat. And the third week in October is opening weekend of pheasant in South Dakota. Man, that's
Okay.
It's I never seen nothing like it.
Yeah, my buddies Albert and Augusto and all those guys from Florida, a couple guys from Texas, they go up there and run their dogs, and that was Yoshi's first like true hunting trip. And they jumped on a plane, flew them up there, and I mean they found loads of pheasant, loads of them.
We do too, and people. Oh, it was so much. I got all this flack on social media that I was hunting raised birds in South Dakota. I was like. And I told the guy that it's his own property, and he's like, I tell him we couldn't afford to put all the birds. Now I think the city of right there, like in Huron, I think they may put birds out. But we were out
on the public ground,
on public grounds, but we were on private land, and if you don't limit out, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
But
I think at one point they told me they found a guy or found some land across the road from the government public land, and they knocked on his door, and he said, if you boys want to tromp in those cattails, he said, you're more than welcome to. He's like, but I don't recommend it. They got on so many birds in those cattails, they had to put the leashes on the dogs and walk them out because they already had their limit and they were done, and the dogs kept going.
Hey, it's Kenneth Witt with the Gun Dog Nation podcast, and we are so proud to be partnered with the National Shoot to Retrieve Association, also known as NASTRA. NASTRA has a common love for producing the best bird dogs possible. It's a great community that builds and bonds everlasting friendships. I've actually got to meet a lot of the NASTRA members who's taken me hunting and some other grouse hunting and stuff in different places. So I can honestly say I'm a member, and I'm proud to be partnered with them. NASTRA hosts national and regional field trials that emphasize the working ability of bird dogs. They have been around for over 50 years. There's a reason that NASTRA has been around that long. Please check them out at www.nstra.org and belong and support your local NASTRA club. They do have national and regional events, and it's a good place to help learn to be a better dog trainer, a better dog owner, and to compete with your bird dog. Thank you. We hit the cat. I hunted opening day of pheasant in Montana, which opened before South Dakota, and even though I saw so many birds in South Dakota, these cattails we got in, we watched 100 and some, literally 100 and some pheasant flush out one end.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that many pheasant in my life, and. We didn't kill that many in that first walk, but we'd pushed them all out to the other, and they crossed the road on us. But man, but that's the hardest hunting in the world in that marsh, man. I mean, you can't move. It's hard on my old body, but but that's where you can find them now. And I'm not here acting like a dog expert, but I wouldn't, when we hunt in South Dakota, we mainly hunt corn and some CRP, Milo. Mm-hmm. Mostly corn. The corn I would not put my pointing dogs in because the birds just run through the rows. And even the guide who's Scott Nienaber's extremely knowledgeable dog guy. And he's like, Ken, you're just wasting your time, just use your labs. And that's what we did. I used 2 different labs, and I felt bad because my Brittany and my pointer sitting in the trailer,
I mean, maybe if you're out west, big open prairies, and there's pheasant, bouncing from, little watering holes and cattails. But man, it's those places there's that thick. You're undoing a lot of training by running a pointing dog on that in that type of cover.
I was afraid of that too. I'm afraid they'd break so bad on me, after they start, but my pointing dogs, they pointed pheasants in the prairie, in Montana and Dakotas. When we was in that kind of stuff, and it worked pretty well, but not in that corn.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't. That's what cockers and labs are for, in that kind of cover. So.
Yeah. If people want to do that, they can just tell them how to contact you, Landon. If they wanted to get involved in that wild bird training program you're going to offer this year, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
Tell them how to
And
get
they
hold of it.
can, yeah, so they can reach me on Facebook or Instagram at Wirehair Outdoors, or if you want to contact me on Facebook or Instagram, my personal one is Landon. I think it's Landon Poplin on Facebook and Lumberjack Waterfowl on Instagram.
Okay. And you're only going to take, I think you told me 10.
I believe 10 is what we're going to do.
Okay. And
I think that's the limit.
Okay. And do you have 10 openings now, or do you already have some of those already?
I think I definitely have one field. So one guy is a little iffy because he wants to hunt his dog at home around where he hunts.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it, but
Yeah.
I said, well, I mean, if you can fly me the dog or, transport it somehow, I can go pick it up or something. Or I mean, just bring it to me, whatever you want to do. So, but yeah, well, so far I know there's 9 spots open at the moment for sure.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So, yeah, I think anything else they need to know about it? How long will it last?
I imagine we'll leave the end of October, and I probably won't be home until right around Christmas.
Okay.
So to hit 4 states like that, I mean, I need, that's a lot of travel time on top of training. So
Yeah. Boy, you're going to be there in December. You better be prepared.
well, that's one thing I've been thinking about is leaving and going to Utah or Colorado first, and then coming back.
Yeah.
That way, I might not hit as bad of a storm, because if I have to cross the pass in Colorado in December, I may or may not make it.
Yeah. My buddy texted me yesterday, Chad Norpel up in, he's a real big Naster guy, up in Williston, North Dakota. And he said, and he lived there for years. He said it was really bad right now. He said it's just, yeah. But, heck, those guys are only 40 miles from Canada. So,
Right. Yeah, they're way up there.
yeah. It's, I'll tell you, it's so weird because I got up there in September. You felt like hunting in shorts and a tank top. It was so hot. And when I left, it was a different ball game.
It's cold.
Yeah. November? Yeah, I left early November. But anyway, Landon, you've trained, you've guided, you're a hunter, and you're a competitor. What's the number one piece of advice that you would give someone training their own dog? Now, you're a pro trainer and you take dogs to train for people that don't have time or don't know how to train their own. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the world needs that, and that's why guys like you are booked up. But what would you give to the average person or just a hunter that's wanting to train their own dog?
Probably the biggest piece of advice is don't give up. I mean, you're going to have horrible, horrible days, and you're going to have really great days. And then you're not going to remember any of those in-between days where the dog's still learning, but you don't really think about it that much. You remember the highs and lows and nothing in between. And I mean, I'm guilty of that to this day. I have to remind myself, and then sometimes some of my buddies remind me of that. Yeah. Like I was in Illinois hunting last week, and I'm trying to remember, we were hunting 2 different sloughs, and some guys in the other slough didn't have a dog, so we had to go over there and pick up all their birds at the end of the hunt. And, there's some laying out there in the decoys, which are, let them look at them, send them, they're good to go. And then I think there were 7 I had to pick up I had to run blinds. And I was getting kind of frustrated because there was a couple of times he just like blatantly refused to cast and went the complete opposite direction, which I knew what he was doing because he smelled a bird, but I wanted him to get the one that was it was somewhat crippled. I mean, it wasn't going to go far, but I didn't want it to dive and get too far away. But he wanted to go to the one that was over to his left in the buckbrush that he could smell. And I had to give a couple of corrections there and get him to go to that bird on the right that I wanted him to go get. And I got frustrated and the guys, I was shaking my head, and we got back to the side by sides, and like, man, that was amazing. And I was like, it was all right, but like, man, we've never seen dogs like that work. And I was like, well, I mean, it was an okay, pickup there. I mean, the other blinds were easy, and so that they kind of put me in check, and made me realize, hey, one, it was like 22 degrees that morning, so it was cold.
Yeah,
it was real cold. I mean, we were breaking ice the whole hunt. Harker was breaking ice, making those retrieves. So he was a little cold, and he wanted that bird real bad that he could smell. So I was like, I need to cut him some slack. So
yeah.
We went back to the lodge and had ate some breakfast, and I gave him some snacks and petted on, loved on him a little bit, so he knew I wasn't mad at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say don't give up. Again, ask questions. Don't be afraid to talk. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. If you see them and you think they could help you out, just ask them a question. Because a lot of times, especially the pros, like the thing with Clark Kennedy that stood out to me, and he doesn't even remember this because I pre-trained with him this past fall. And I said, do you remember the first time you met Harker and I? He said, man, I really don't. That's what I do. And it was at Cherokee Foothills Hunt Test. And that's the first time we ever ran on a tech pond. And Harker got out there. He had to do 2 water entries. And he got to that second point and turned around and popped. Never seen him pop in training. Like, I knew of it, but I didn't, in the moment, it was just a brain fart. I didn't know what to do. I was afraid to do anything, really. And I just tweeted him in and caught him off the bird, and we failed that test. And I was walking up the hill, hanging my head low, and walking back to my truck. Clark walked by. He said, hey, man, he said, don't worry about it. He said, it happens to all of us. He said, when I get done running this dog, I'm going to come talk to you. And he come and talked to me, explained what was going on, told me what to go home and train for. And, man, that meant a ton to me. And, I mean, if it hadn't been for that, I might not be sitting in the position I am with Harker. I mean, I might have gave up.
So, I mean, I'll tell you something, Landon. I'm not just saying this because you and I are talking. You and he are 2 of my favorite guys in this industry of trainers. I talk to you and him pretty regular, and he's a fine person. I mean, he's a good dude.
Oh yeah,
and humble, very humble.
Very, and he's exactly who you think he is. Yeah. Like, there's no, hoopla or anything like that. I mean, Clark is exactly who everybody and who he says he is.
And he's an example, just like yourself, of determination and hard work, and you'll get it. He says he works hard. I've been with him, man. I never seen anybody go like that in training, and he just puts in the time and the patience, and that's what it takes. You don't get to his level or your level of success by being lazy or impatient.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, we're all guilty of it at some point, but
now, just for the listeners, because I remember when I first started hearing all these terms, I didn't know what it meant. But just tell everybody what it means to pop when a dog.
So Harker got to that point, and typically they lose confidence or they lost their way onto the mark, and they turn around and sit down. Like you just blew a whistle. They're looking for help from you. I had a handle. And like I said, my brain was not working, and I should have just cast him and rolled on with it. But a lot of times it happens. It can happen pattern blind field. Once you start running cold blinds, they start popping because they're not quite confident where they're going. They know that the word back means go. Just dig back until I blow the whistle and tell you to change direction. So. I hadn't experienced that to that degree, and that's when he popped.
Well, it's I've seen dogs do that, and that's why I now know what it means the hard way. But yeah, and so if we got time, I think tell me what you learn now
or a way to work through a dog popping? Because it's a common thing.
Yeah.
See.
The main thing is don't lose your cool. Don't be pouring pressure to them through a collar. The way I do it is I start closing the distance to them. Now on water, it's a little difficult. Typically I try to run something where, if I need to walk out to a point, I might have to walk around a little cove of water or something, but I can still close the distance to them to give them the physical presence to push them on out. Because, now if you can just cast them back and they turn and go, you're good to go.
Okay.
But some of those dogs, they just get scared and nervous. They don't want to make a mistake. Harker's a perfect example. My lab's a perfect example. Both of them are extremely methodical. They don't like to mess up. They want to please you all the time. And for them, if I start closing that distance versus just, keep giving that verbal or that hand signal to dig back, they take that much faster if I just close that distance and, give my physical presence to push them on out. And then we just rerun it. And, if they pop again, try it again.
Purina Pro Plan. Here at Gundog Nation, we use Purina Pro Plan for our dogs. We actually use the Sport Performance Edition, which is 30% protein and 20% fat, the beef and bison. It contains glucosamine, omega-3s for their joints. It also contains amino acids for muscles and antioxidants. And it also has probiotics. It's guaranteed to have live probiotics in each serving. There's no artificial colors or flavors. We see the difference in our dogs. We see the difference in their coat, their performance, their endurance, and also in recovery. Be sure to use Purina Pro Plan dog food. The reputation speaks for itself. There's a reason that Purina has been around for such a long time. We suggest that you use it, and we are so proud to be sponsored by Purina Dog Food. When you're getting ready to go on your next hunting trip, make sure you pack the most efficient and reliable ammunition on the market. Migra Ammunition brings you the most diverse loads on the market. Migra's patented stacked load technology is the epitome of efficiency. 2 shot sizes stacked together to create the most diverse and efficient line of shot shells in the industry. It doesn't matter what flyway, what state, or what the weather, the standard remains the same. At Migra, reliable loads that perform in any condition every single time. We're proud to have Migra Ammunition as a sponsor for Gundog Nation.
I'm gonna ask you 2 questions about 2 different breeds. If you're going to buy a pup that you want to do it all, be a hunting dog and a true top end competitor, what titles do you look for, and what traits do you look for in a breeding if you're going to purchase one yourself?
I'm gonna look at the female side. I'm gonna look at is she steady at the line? I want to see it at least a grand title. Because if you have a grand title, you're steady. Not knocking on Master National or anything like that, but the movement at the line is allowed at that level. Even master tests, they can move. Weekend tests, they can move a little bit, but if they're past that gun barrel and they don't, if you're shooting and they're past that gun barrel, they're pretty much going to be out.
Okay.
But the female side, I want to see at least a grand title. I want to know that she can handle pressure, but is still methodical. That's just my personal preference. To have a fire breather is great, but as far as to have to go, a dog can have all the go in the world, but have no brains to put with it, and you're still in just as much trouble if it had no go and all the brains.
Yes.
So that's what I want to see is some brains. They got to have some go. Colors don't really matter to me. It's whatever. If the dogs can do it, they can do it.
Yeah.
And there's still dogs out there that, they don't throw themselves.
That's right.
I've seen, I would say like Harker and Freya, their brother and sister, or half brother and sister. And I would say they got most all their dad and basically nothing from their mom's side. Maybe the temperament from their mom's side a little bit, as far as the off switch. But as far as hunting wise, they pretty much got everything from their dad's side. So you want to see that a longer lineage of puppies, and see tests are great. Just because it is that is an achievement you can see on paper, you can see it online, and it is proven that they can accomplish that level to those abilities. Anybody can tell you they're a great hunting dog, but if you can get a chance to go hunt with them, that's great, or go train with them and see how they do.
Yeah.
Which, like when I was researching Wirehairs, that's what I did. I went to several different breeders and watched their dogs, and that's how I ended up making my decision on Harker, just because I watched his parents work, and forfeited my deposit on a litter that I had elsewhere, just because his parents were that impressive to me. I definitely want to see the higher end on the female side. The male could be HRCH as far as I care. As long as it's a good dog and it's steady at a test, it's steady in the blind. If there's any vocalization within those lines, I'm out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a scientist, but from what I have seen, it is 100% genetic.
I just came back last week. I was actually a week ago today. I just finished up watching the IGL in Scotland, and that's that's the best retrievers in the United Kingdom. There's generally 58 to 60 dogs in it, and I was talking to one of the competitors who he'd gotten washed out at the end of the first day. Pretty tough, just challenging test. But anyway, he was telling me, he's like, man, I've got a really good dog I'm going to sell just because I can't compete with it here. And he had great health tests, like the best hip score you can get, an elbow, all the good stuff. But he said he's vocal. And, they're real strict about that. Like they're out. And but he was honest. He said, hey, he can do anything you want, but he's vocal.
Right.
And, there it's definitely a no-go. But yeah, I'm not a vet or a scientist either, Landon, but I believe it's genetic. I don't know that, I can't prove that, but from what I've seen, and I'm a 57-year-old man that's seen a lot of dogs, and hunted all over the place, I think it is.
Oh yeah, I know someone that has a female. I don't remember how many times they bred it, but I know that they have a few puppies of their own from that same female, and the female's vocal, and all 2 or 3 puppies, I can't remember how many they kept, all of them are vocal.
Yeah.
Bad.
Like we're sitting here, I've got a pup, a 4.5-month-old sitting right there, and both her parents.
Oh yeah.
And she's not made a peep, and she's looking right at me in a crate. So I love that, But I got a pointer that he's not vocal hunting, but he whines if I go outside and I get one of the dogs that don't get him. Oh, he can't. He whines like a baby, and he's big old grown, muffled up English pointer,
Oh yeah. I had short hairs growing up. I don't think I've ever met a short hair that didn't whine, moan, and groan about getting another dog out, or you leaving them in the crate and walking outside for a minute. I think that's just part of being a short hair. The mixed breed I have, he does the same thing. There's nothing I can do about it. You can put all the bark collars and all that in the world on him, and he's still going to do it.
Now,
it's just something.
So, and I agree. I share your philosophy on lab pups and looking for a lab pup, and I also. Again, I'm not a scientist, but I also think the female is actually more important than the male. I really believe that.
I think so.
I can't back it up scientifically, but I think that's the case. And horses, dogs, I fooled with horses a long time ago. But Yeah, I think that's the case. So now, one thing I don't know bloodlines or titles or anything. If you're looking for a wire hair or a draught, is the German test title, is that stuff important to you?
I mean, I'll look at it. I mean, it does help make a decision for me, but I mean, I don't. It's not a final decisioning factor. I really want to put eyes on that dog. I want people to. If I can't get there, I want to see pictures and videos. I want to see not just when they slam the point just right, or they made an awesome retrieve last season. I mean, I want to see everything they did when they screwed up. I want to see them in training videos, going through different scenarios of whatever it may be, whether it's pointing, upland work, tracking work, or waterfowl work. I mean, I want to see the good, bad, and the ugly, just because, I mean, if you have an idea of what you're getting into on that side, seeing the whole realm of things, then you have an idea of, what the parents may or may not throw.
Well, last question I'll ask you, and I'm just curious. One of there's purists that say, if you own a retrieving dog, get a retriever. If you own a pointing dog, get a pointer. And that's in response in a conversation about versatile breeds. But obviously, you're living proof that a versatile breed can actually do it all.
Oh yeah.
That being said, you being a guy who's trained retrievers, owns retrievers. Was retrieving natural for Harker?
Very.
Okay, I love that. I mean, I didn't know. I've never tried to teach a dog that's not a retriever to retrieve.
Oh yeah. I mean, with the most wire hairs, you have to teach them, like, force fetch changes everything for them. And I don't do, like, I'll probably call it fetch program more than anything. But most listeners understand, they've heard force fetch.
Yeah.
But, like, I'll use whatever method the dog wants me to use. So, I mean, I might start traditionally with, putting in front of their face, and if they don't fetch, we add some type of pressure. If the dog doesn't respond to that over a day or so, then I might switch to, like, freeform fetch, or I might go to, I might switch to a bird real fast, or put a zip tied wing on a bumper, or whatever it may be. I'm trying to remember the name of the company. I think it's Field and Dog, or Dog and Field, something like that. It's a company in the UK that makes a bumper where you can put things inside the bumper, whether it's food, a squeaker. I mean, any little thing to entice that dog to reach out there, because training different breeds, they all are very different. And, you try to force fetch a Brittany the old school way, and you're going to have trouble for most of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Griffons, even some wire hairs are pretty sensitive to pressure. So you have to kind of get creative sometimes, and, just play with the dog and see what they react to and what they're willing to do. And then go back and overlay some minor pressure depending on what level they're wanting for that dog. Because that owner's got to be able to have a way to make them fetch. And, if you have to just tower over them and tell them to fetch real stern, if that works, that's great. If you have to go up there and, grab, just lightly touch their ear, like, oh man, like, I better pick that bird back up and, get straight.
Interesting. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know if with the versatile dogs, if retrieving was a chore, or if they had some natural retrieve in them. And I guess it's probably due to the German standards of breeding, right? Or their testing. Because they have to retrieve.
I mean, wire hairs are pretty possessive. They want to grab that bird and make a parade around with it and show it all. I mean, cockers are the worst.
Yeah.
They love to show off what they just picked up.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the hardest things with a cocker, to get them to stop doing.
Yeah.
And, but I mean, when they're young, we let it happen, and then we dial them back.
Okay.
But so for the wire hairs, you have to teach them, hey, that's your bird, but you got to give it to me when I say give it to me. You don't really have much problems with them wanting to grab a hold of something and pick it up and bring it back.
I like that. Yeah, you're right. The cockers do like to parade around, prance around.
Oh, yeah. They're proud.
Yeah, and I love that. It's kind of fun to watch them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Landon, I know I know you probably had a long day and you're getting ready for some bad weather. And, heck, I'll be seeing you about a week from today, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually, whatever the 11th is.
Yes.
Whatever day that is.
Is that I shouldn't ask that on here, but 11th and 12th is when we're hunting, right?
Staying the 11th and hunting the 12th and 13th.
Okay, 12th and 13th. Good. You worried me there a little bit. I think I was hunting 11 too. But anyway, no, that'll be good. I'll be seeing you then. It's so funny, man. You and I talk all the time, and we've never met in person. Ain't that crazy?
That's right.
So we'll get to do that finally.
Yeah.
Well,
I got some of that retriever fuel coming. I'm hoping it's here before our hunt next week. I think it's supposed to be here tomorrow.
I'll have some. I'll be bringing some. They sent me some, and I actually did hit a podcast with them last night.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. But awesome. I met Chad. He had a booth beside of me at Delta shooting at Ducks Unlimited.
Okay.
Did you get a booth beside of us?
I've got. I'm gonna have a trial that weekend, so I'm gonna stay.
Okay.
I'm gonna start running dogs. So.
Okay.
I'll be there in 27 for sure.
Okay, good. You'll love it. You'll like that festival. Well, Landon, thank you so much. Tell everybody one last time how they can find you.
So you can find me Facebook or Instagram at Wirehair Outdoors.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, good luck in the future, and congratulations again with Harker and getting the grand title on a Wirehair and being the first guy to ever do that. That's a big accomplishment.
Thank you.
All right. Landon, we'll see you, brother.
See you.
All right.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation, and I'd like to encourage all you listeners and viewers on our YouTube channel to check out patreon.com/Gundog Nation. For $10 a month, you can become a member of our community, and we'll have access to lots of stuff. Mainly, we'll do a monthly forum, an open forum, where you can ask me anything Gundog related, and we'll learn from each other in the community. Should be a lot of fun each month. We will do that. So check it out, patreon.com/Gundog Nation.